What's up? This is Amadi Jae. I'm a singer, songwriter, and vocal coach, and this is how I detox.
Figured I was with you from the usual. One sip from delusional.
Yes, in different ways. I have detoxed from food, I have detoxed from people and things.
Whoever I supposed to meet, I'ma run it to 'em.
Detoxing to me means out with the old and in with the new. You gotta get out the old bad things so that you can make room for the new. Detoxing means to me cleansing. I detox for many different reasons. One reason being is that when I feel like I'm overwhelmed or completely anxious, I know that there's something that is out of balance. And so that's when I know that it's time for me to detox and remove some things. I detox through diet, but then I also detox by getting in nature and then getting a little more secluded, just staying to myself and doing the work, the emotional work, the food work, everything, just to kind of cleanse everything. So I just kind of get to myself. Some things I had to detox out of my life. Well, first, as a vegan, I had to detox that meat out of my life. Okay, that meat and that dairy. I had to detox some people out of my life. Just not only because they were toxic, but also I was becoming toxic to them. So just learning that, okay, there's some things I need to fix first before I can let any more people in my life. So I just need to detox those so I can, do better and be better, The hardest part about detoxing is the withdrawal of the old. During my detox, I discovered a new love of self. I discovered who I was as a person, and I discovered my fears. I had to discover my fears so that I could conquer them. And once I did that, now I feel more free. I have detoxed my circle, close friends, and even some family members because it was just not helping me grow as a person. They were more negative than positive when I needed more positive reinforcement. And sometimes detoxing people doesn't mean that they're detoxed forever. It just means that in that moment in your life, you have to kind of step away, get you together, and then maybe sometimes they can come back in depending on the situation. So at that point in my life, I really just needed to remove some things. Yeah. After my detox, I felt free, I felt weightless, I felt fearless, unstoppable. Detoxing is extremely important for your mental health. Just like you have to check on your physical health every day, you do certain things to stay healthy, you have to do the same thing every day for your mental health. You have to check in every day and just do a self-check. It's very important so that you can ensure that you're staying in a positive light with yourself, that you're staying on a good balance with yourself. It's just key. Without mental health, you don't have physical health.
Everyone close to me said I outgrown.
If I was caught on the other side of a detox, I wasn't aware I was, but I'm pretty sure I have been on the other side of a detox. Just because some people, they disappear, they stop talking to you, and you don't know why. And maybe that was the reason. Like there were some things that I was doing that were toxic that I wasn't even aware of. Now I wish that they would have told me so that I could fix it, because a lot of times we don't know what we're doing that is toxic. So yeah, I probably have a few times. Some toxic traits that I know that I've carried: untrusting, which can lead to jealousy, which can, those are the main two, I would say. And then also just little things like time management, because when I wasn't time managing well, then I would let things fall through the cracks, letting people down, you know what I'm saying, not keeping my word because of those slips and the cracks. So I would say those would be the main things that that were toxic that I've been working on. So it's part of the detox. I gained from letting those toxic traits go more confidence. I also just gained more self-awareness. So whenever they tried to seep back in, I'm like, oh no, Amadi, we're not going back there again, I check myself more. I check myself way more. Like, I notice a lot of things about myself, like, yo, we need to fix that. We need to nip that in the bud now, because it's not healthy. So it just made me more self-aware of myself and more honest with myself. You can't be honest with anybody else until you're honest with yourself and who you are and where you're at. So yeah, just more truth. It made me be able to walk more in my truth and be better. Just be a better person, be a more genuine, more loving, more, we're all growing here, so. After my detox, I feel that I was more honest with my creativity, more honest with my art. Less trying to impress, less trying to put on a facade of who I was, and just more honest with who I am. Like, I used to be scared of cursing, but hey, that's what it is. I curse. So I'm just being more more authentic with who I am in all senses of my art. It just allows you to be free. I've had many creative blocks. Just most of it was trying to be perfect. This song has to sound good or I'm not even finishing it. And just getting past that, like knowing that every song ain't gonna sound like a hit. Every song ain't gonna be the best song, Like, you gotta just let this flow. My favorite quote from the movie Finding Forrester, it always says, it's like your first draft you write with your heart, your second draft you write with your mind. And just learning and applying that to my creativity helps. All the time. I always, when I was younger, created in a dark place. That was the only place I created from. That was my saving grace. If I didn't have music, probably wouldn't even be here right now. And that's just real talk. So I always created from a dark place. It's just recently in my adult years that I started saying, yo, let's try to be happy. Like, come on, man. Life ain't that bad. It can't be. You feel me? So, yeah, now I'm more happy. But teenage years, I was writing some dark, heavy stuff, and then my mom would be like, "Can you add a happy ending to that? I don't think that's the message you want." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And then I would, but yeah. I look at that dark space and the art that came from it as just a part of my journey. It's humbling and it's beautiful just to see where I was, which was a very, very, very dark place, to where I am now, which is freedom and happy. And not saying that I don't have dark moments now. I do, but I know how to work through them better. So yeah, just being proud of the growth. You know, I'm definitely not shy from it. I still like to visit them just to be like, okay, I have different perspectives of the songs now and the different messages, the different perspective it gives me now versus back then.